A warm welcome to you, beautiful souls, and to my channel, Mystical Angels Energy. My name is Kikyo, and I am deeply thankful and deeply grateful to have you here today, beautiful souls. The card decks that I use are listed in the description box below, so let us begin our channel Divine Feminine message. To you, Divine Feminine, to understand more about your current energy, and also for the Divine Masculines cross-watching, for you to understand about your Divine Feminine, what they're going through. Okay, the Tower. And I chose my Dragon Tarot because I feel like with the Dragon energy, ooh, the Tower and the Star, so one right after the other, it just flew out. I chose the Dragon Tarot because I feel a sense of great, ancient, primal, a lot of power, basically. And last year was the year of the dragon, and I feel like that energy is coming in with the year of the snake. I just felt called to use this dragon energy, like very ancient alchemical energy. So I'm also hearing Archangel Zadkiel is here, the divine alchemist of the archangels. Okay, 5 of Swords. We have 8 of Swords and then 5 of Swords. Okay, so Divine Feminine. A lot is happening. That's what the angels are saying. There's a lot of energy here, and it's about ready to go kaboom. But I don't feel like that's anything to be afraid of. Okay, something is coming down. Okay, this dragon energy is with you. Okay, I feel like your totem here, the Divine Masculine's totem, which I just did the Divine Masculine video, definitely go check that out once that's uploaded. But the Divine Masculine's totem was the tortoise, you know, slow and steady, stable, grounded. With your energy, I'm feeling like there's just this, I'm hearing like this primal roar, okay? This very bold, prominent energy, and something is about to come crashing down. Something, some type of edifice in your energy field, something in your heart space, something is coming down. Some type of construct, something that held sway over you, something in your subconscious, something is literally being crushed. It's crumbling down, it's burning away. Archangel Zadkiel is transforming this into something higher. I'm also seeing the violet flame here. Okay, burning away any unwanted energies, any stagnant energies, anything holding you back. Some type of blockage is coming and crumbling down. And it may feel like a major upheaval. I feel like this is something major, you know, something major is coming to an end. But ultimately, this is, you know, leading you to your dream life. The stars are coming out for you. You can feel the spirit of your dreams. There will be a sense of clarity after this downfall. Something is falling away, something that does not serve you. Something that has been holding you back, limiting you, restricting you. It may be a little chaotic, but I feel like you'll be able to handle this. You're able to handle this, Divine Feminine. But the old is coming down. The old is coming down and being burned away. And it's been a long time coming. I actually think this is something that you've been wishing for, in a sense. You know, you've been wishing that that what did not serve you, or you've been wishing for the opportunity for this, or you've been praying for this energy. You've been praying for this blockage to be removed from your life. And God is saying it's finally time. And with the help of this ancient dragon energy, okay, dragons are your totem, this energy is being cleared out. And you can always connect with your personal dragon too, okay? If you take some time during meditations or at a time when you have time to yourself and close your eyes, you can always ask the name of your dragon friend if you so desire, if that resonates with you. So the star energy, when this is removed, then you can feel and see the spirit, and the dragon's head is tilted up towards the light, towards the star. It's that core inner essence and part of you. Also the wing, I keep seeing the wing with the water dripping onto the land, nourishing the land. Okay, this is you nourishing your dreams, nourishing that foundation, nourishing everything around you. This could also be you, Divine Feminine, with this kind of primal release, okay? Oh yeah, that kind of mirrors the Divine Masculine energy too. 555 on the 555 on the timer. 555 completely resonates with the Tower card. Big change. This is big change. This is big change that is allowing you to feel the spirit of your dreams. I feel too, like emotionally, there's going to be this big release from within you. You may have a huge cry. You may just decide to shout or release your energy. Now, not shout at anyone, because that will just cause more chaos. But if you take some time, private time, to like shout into a pillow, to shake your body, release any and all of this anger and tension. You can you can get wild with it, Divine Feminine. You can shake all around. You can make crazy faces. They'll even encourage that sometimes in facial yoga. Stick out the tongue. You can make crazy faces. It does things for the facial muscles. It relaxes them. It also sometimes can create tension, which then when you're done with that, then you're relaxed, right? You can tense up your body. Now, be careful if you have health issues or high blood pressure or something. If you're going to tense your body, use your divine discernment to decide if that would be appropriate for you or not. But if, I read in meditation books, if you tense the body a little bit prior to meditations, it can help relax you, okay? Because by tensing up the body, you're tightening the muscles, and then when you're done, you're relaxing them, which kind of gets that energy accumulated in those areas and then releases it. And you can also call upon the angels. You can call upon Archangel Zadkiel. You could call upon Archangel Michael to help you release this pent-up energy. Okay, I feel like this is very raw, primal, pent-up energy. Also, this is you connecting with your ancient self. Okay, there's this sense of raw primal power here. And I'm seeing Kali here. Okay, the divine destroyer. Kali could be with you, destroying anything that is in your path that does not belong in your path. Because I was about to say, I feel this energy of divine destruction. Now, not all destruction is negative, Divine Feminine or Divine Masculine watching this. Sometimes, just like when we destroy, cancers and things like this, right? It leads to our well-being and health. We are, removing from our life what does no longer, it no longer resonates with us. It's creating stagnation. It's not in alignment with God, okay? The tower that's being destroyed here, something monumental. This is not just something little. I'm hearing this as something very monumental, something that had been blocking you from your heart space, okay? Blocking you from your dreams and passions, but this is coming down, and there's this very primal release. And I feel like Divine Feminine, once again, you're going to feel that primal release coursing all throughout you. How you will respond to that, will be individual to each, person watching. It's individually tailored to each person watching. How you will decide to express and release that energy. But Archangel Zadkiel is here, as well as Archangel Uriel, lighting things up. And I'm also hearing Archangel Jophiel, the beauty angel, because the star card, with the star card, Archangel Jophiel is also there for the star card, I do believe, helping you to once again feel that beauty in your life, the good things. If that's the energy of the flamingo in the background, this is, you being in better health, the flamingo representing good health, being in the pink of health, okay? Also in your higher heart chakra with that pink energy, I'm seeing the higher heart chakra, forgiveness and compassion instead of, rage and anger. I'm really seeing that coming through too for some divine feminines, rage and anger finally getting expressed. You could even journal that out. But there's like a major release, okay, here. And then hope and faith is restored, and you can feel the energy of your dreams and be empowered and see the beauty in your life once again, this clarity. Because, yeah, you're moving past this Eight of Swords energy, being all tangled up in your subconscious. So I feel like that could be what's getting destroyed here too. So this is like the overarching energy, and this is the result that happens after. I feel like this is the reason why this is happening. The Eight of Swords talks about fears, okay? And that's funny because that's mirroring the divine masculine energy with the Nine of Swords, but this is a little bit different. This is like you holding yourself back with, because the Eight of Swords, oftentimes it's like we have the power to escape this situation, but we either don't see it ourselves or we're not choosing to act upon it because we're very caught up in the mind with all these fears. So this energy, all these vines, is being like cut away with Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael is here cutting these vines away, cutting the tangles away, saying, look, you had the power all along to free yourself. And that there was, nothing. The beauty of the Eight of Swords is that there's nothing to truly really fear. That, oftentimes, sometimes some of our greatest fears, it's worse within our minds than it is in reality. And so all these vines and everything is being untangled because the real you, the heart of you, is being restored there. We have the Five of Swords. Okay, now Five of Swords can represent, it can represent, someone being a tyrant with you. It can also represent you being a tyrant with other people. This can represent arrogance. It can represent, false satisfaction, a victory won through, deception, or a victory won at the expense of others. So it can represent ruthless energy, right? Or vengeance even at times. It can also represent abuse or control, manipulation. But I'm seeing you as like the knight, okay? The knight, and it feels like, the horse has run off. You feel kind of this sense of defeat, divine feminine. But the beauty within the Yoshi Yoshitani deck, the tarot of the divine, is that it shows Isis, because I was almost going to say Set energy too, with, destruction there. The energy of Set there. I was going to say that along with Kali, but I didn't. Now the angels are saying yes, indeed, do say it, because mention the other tarot card. It shows Set and Isis, and Isis is weeping, and Set, Lord's triumphant over Isis, at having slayed her partner, his brother, their brother, Osiris, and he's gloating. But it shows Horus up in the corner rising, and so it's hopeful because it's like saying, that, Horus will be the victor and will rise up and will avenge his parents, and he will be triumphant over the darkness that, stems from Set. So that's kind of the energy that I'm feeling here, even if things seem like, even if you feel tangled up, if things have seemed hopeless, if you feel defeated, you feel like you're on your last legs, you just don't see the way out. You feel like an energy is gloating over you, or if even you felt like gloating, if you feel like laughing in the face of the divine, or, I feel like that energy of someone here, okay, like, or if someone has mocked you, because I was hearing the word mockery, okay, I feel like this is all being burned away, and once again, the real you can feel the real you, because the real truth is that you are the power. And God is always with you. The angels are with you. If you are here, beautiful soul, I am here to tell you this is your sign. You are very well protected. The angels are with you. Your guides, your guardians, deities, God, goddesses with you. And you are rising from the ashes. You know, I feel like things felt hopeless, but ultimately what's being restored here with clarity is, you know, and then the water's being purified, and the water then can move freely, right? You know, there's no longer none of this stagnation, this overgrowth. Okay, I feel like you've allowed certain thoughts, divine feminine, to live rent-free in your mind, and the angels are saying, no more. You know, take your power back, slay these energies, and that's exactly what's happening. This energy too, this overall energy, it's a little bit, it's expected, but yet at the same time it's unexpected. That's what I'm hearing. Yeah, it just feels like, you know, you felt like you're on your last legs. And I feel like you're kind of wondering too, is this ever going to happen? This feels too, just like what I mentioned in the Divine Masculine video, so I'm going to mention it here. This feels a lot like spiritual warfare and pushback. Once again, when I was mentioning that set energy, like something dark almost manipulating your mind, because we had that with that Nine of Swords energy, manipulate with Divine Masculine. It feels a little bit more intense though with you, Divine Feminine. It feels like they're really trying to push back with you. And it feels like they're trying to get you fearful of this major change too. So I feel like I'm going to mention something with that Divine Feminine. You know, stay in the energy of prayer. Stay focused on your dreams. Stay in the energy of God. Look up. Look up, okay? Look up. Don't look back. Don't look down. Look up. Stay in the energy. That's metaphorical speaking, but it's like staying focused on God. Because I feel like they're going to get you fearful. Okay, with that Eight of Swords energy, they're going to try to distract you and make you feel like, oh, this tower moment wasn't for your benefit, but it was to try to, like, you know, oh, like, you know, you might feel like, oh, God's not really with me, you know, why did this happen to me? This is very painful, or I can't handle this is too chaotic. They're going to try to make you feel defeated because you're so very close. And we can see that. Definitely go check out the Divine Masculine message if you so desire, because this is very complementary to this one. Because if the Divine Masculine is standing in their power and is very mature, and I keep saying that in these readings because that's how it comes out. I read the readings as I see them, and you know, those are the literal cards that keep coming out. The Divine Masculine is very much standing in their power. They are stable and successful, and they are coming in a slow but very assured and stable manner, so there's maturity there. So if there's maturity there, that means that they are at the precipice of this major change, something, you know, a reaching out, connecting. The time of isolation and separation is coming to an end, and then they mirror you, Divine Feminine. If they're in that energy, you're in that energy. Okay, you're just, it's like, I'm almost seeing this as like devil energy. Something trying to block your path, but ultimately it's crumbling and it's serving you, okay? And maybe that's why I decided, because I'm like, angels, this is kind of, you know, with these two card decks here, I was wondering with the next two card decks if this was too much redundant, but the angels were saying, no, use this. So I'm using Mindful Messages and then the Empath deck with tips to guide you, messages to guide you. And now I see why. Yeah, at the edge of greatness. Okay, so this has come out before. So this talks about not crumbling at the edge of your greatness, right? Things are crumbling, and that's beautiful that this is here. So this provides more context and more clarity. Yeah, see, once again, the stars all in alignment. We said that within the Divine Masculine message, the victory flag. And you are at the edge of greatness. The universe is opening doors for me, bringing opportunities my way. I don't crumble at the edge of my greatness. I take the opportunities that come and walk through the doors with confidence. So once again, 1111 energy, and 1111 asks us to pay attention to our thoughts and our feelings, okay, honoring those feelings so that we can be energy, emotion, so that they don't stagnate, you know, clearing out those intense feelings that arise so that we have clarity, right? And so that we can nourish everything around us. Because the star card is also Aquarian energy, it's also alchemist energy. As I said, Archangel Zadkiel is the, I feel like Archangel Zadkiel is the most prominent angel here. Okay, and then I'm seeing Archangel Uriel and Michael being here. You know, Michael helping you to feel, you know, to know that you are undefeated. You are at the edge of greatness. They wish for you. There are, if you resonate with that divine feminines, there are negative entities in this world that do not wish to see twin flames come together. Okay, because when you are powerful already within yourself, but when you come together with your twin flame, you're bulletproof. A little BTS there. Maybe someone here listens to BTS. We are bulletproof, but like, yeah, you are bulletproof. Like, okay, you were meant to be together. God created that desire within you and within your divine masculine because you were meant to be together. You were created to be together. This is your ultimate partner, the other half of your soul. You can feel them, they can feel you, and those beings don't wish for you to be together. They want you to crumble at the edge of your greatness, right? They want you to feel defeated. But you know here with this message that you are at the edge of your greatness. And somebody had made a beautiful comment on a, I think it was like 432 hertz or some type of hertz energy frequency. And they had said in the comment about, don't quit just 5 minutes before the miracle, because yeah, the miracle is upon you. The star card too can also represent miracles, right? Because it's the energy of faith, the energy of hope. Don't give up. Persevere. This is also too saying, like, don't give up. Even if you feel like giving up, don't give up. Persevere. Stand back up. Stand back up and rise to the challenge. This feels like, a little bit of a challenging energy. But once again, when we face those fears and when we face those challenges, then we become stronger. We become stronger, divine feminine. And you are strong. You are a powerful leader, just as your divine masculine is. And you are the lighthouse leading the way. You have the power. Yeah, and it feels like, too, like, these thoughts in your head may even be what is, defeating you. So once again, if this isn't but once again, I do feel like this is being manipulated by negative entities and negative beings. This could also be a situation, a circumstance, or someone in your life, okay? But I'm also something in your life that, maybe you felt like it had power over you, or they were gloating, or some type of abusive energy. But I'm also seeing this primarily as, very negative subconscious thoughts or stuff in your head that tried to tangle you up and defeat you and bring you down. Playful. And this is beautiful. I go about life playfully and take things lightly. I could turn any hard day or heavy burden into a fun adventure. Why spend time upset when there's so much fun to be had? So right, once you clear out those feelings and you feel those feelings, now don't try to layer positivity over top of negativity, because it will come back. It will, like a whip, reaching out, it will, whip out at you and pull you back, right? You don't want that. So feel your feelings. That's what it's saying here. Feel those feelings, okay? Once again, with that 1111 energy, because 1111 asks us to pay attention, because, it tells us that we are manifesting powerful things. Those 2 11s are like doorways, the doorways of heaven opening up, the doorways to your heart space opening up. Pay attention, feel those feelings. You have the power. Feels like the beast tried to control you, right? But you have the power to control the beast. These are your thoughts. This is your body. This is your life and your mind. And once you express those feelings, once you've had that cry, you've expressed your anger and you can even be playful with that. Get imaginative, creative too with how you express your emotions. You can go outside in a safe space. You can journal it out. You can scribble it out. Some people will draw mandalas, okay, which can be, just intuitively drawing things, taking over, and then what is left is kind of like, it's an expression of what you're currently going through in your energy. You can use all types of different colors, color therapy. You can shake things off. You can get in cold water. You can pray to the angels while you're doing any of these things. You can tense up your body. You know, if you're not able to scream out loud because, you know, you're living with other people or in a space where you might feel like you get the authorities called on you, then don't do that. You can also silent scream, where like you, it's almost like, I call it silent screaming. I do this sometimes because, you know, I live with other people and, yeah. Don't really have anywhere to go where I can scream too loud unless I scream into like a pillow or something like that. But you can like almost act as though you're screaming, you know, make the same facial expressions and kind of like tense up your body, release that energy. Once again, use your discernment if you feel that's appropriate for you. But then once you're all clear with those things, then you can, you know, you'll feel the sense of clarity and playful energy will return. And this is saying, you know, get playful with your life, enjoy your life. Yes, feel your heart space. Once again, there's this sense of clarity and this sense of peace coming over you. And because the star card too is all about, you know, transmutation and alchemy, alchemical energy. It's saying, you know, reach for the next thing, you know, for something fun, anything. And also the energy of gratitude is here as well. Anything that you can be grateful for, okay, will turn that car in the direction that you wish to have that car go. Loving friends. I surround myself with people who inspire me and grow together with me. My friends raise me up and hold me to the best I can be. I am loved unconditionally and supported through my journey. I release old friendships that may be toxic or keeping me stagnant. Okay, so there may have been somebody here that was toxic, okay, and it's saying, you know, you have friends in spirit. Even if you don't feel like you have friends in the physical world, you are rich in spirit with friendships, and this will manifest in the 3D. You may have, though, other trusted friends that you can turn to, and the angels are saying definitely turn to those friends. You can also turn to your higher self, which is, you know, your true friend as well. So it's saying let those other people go, okay? So there could have been someone, you know, that they felt, you feel like in your life that they feel victorious or triumphant over you, but you are about to have your victory and triumph now because their reign of, I'm almost hearing reign of, they're saying reign of terror. Okay, this could have caused a lot of fear in you. Yeah, they could actually, you know, have caused a lot of fear in you. It's coming to an end. I feel this is very, you know, it seems very scary, but this is very positive. Rather than reacting and projecting my emotions onto others, I remember no one is to blame. No one is responsible for the emotions that I feel. When someone says or does something that brings up strong emotions within me, I have the choice in how I respond. So this is saying, you know, for you to be in the energy of response and not to react. Don't give that energy, you know, because then when you give it energy or when you react, then you feed that energy, you know. Don't allow yourself to give them more anger or lash out, okay? I feel like there's this energy of like, you may feel like lashing out as someone or something, divine feminine, in your life, and this is your sign telling you do not do that. Remember to take some time to feel your emotions, even if you have to walk out of the home or walk out, you know, don't do that. Remember that you are responsible for all the emotions that you feel, but they are indeed accountable and responsible for what they have done, okay? This is just saying that you have the power to control you know, you don't have the power to control what they've done, and they are indeed responsible for what they've done, okay? There are consequences to everything. You can always call upon the divine to take them into the divine court of law, okay? And, you know, they will have to, you know, repent and atone for that energy in their own way. And you can decree and declare this in your life. You can decree and declare. Now, don't go putting on your own stamp or brand of justice, okay? I'll leave that for the divine. Just know that there is divine justice in the universe, and you can summon this. You can call upon it. You can do a return back to sender. Now, return back to sender is not cursing someone. It's returning back their own energy to them so that you don't get hit with that energy. And I'm hearing Archangel Michael and Archangel Ariel are here, okay, helping you to stand strong and firm with this. I'm also hearing Archangel Zuriel and Raguel are with you. They are Raguel with divine friendships as well as justice, and Archangel Zuriel for justice and Libra energy, divine alignment. Okay, but you can summon divine feminine, that justice in your life. You can call upon the angels and say, I wish and I decree and I declare, or maybe even more bold than I wish, I decree and I declare that divine justice be present in my life and for me, for what has transpired to me, for all the injustices and the wrongs. And, you know, help me to clear my emotions and my slate so that I can focus on the breast brand of justice, which is focusing on me. Because I know that when I focus on me, then I will be a victor, because I know that they wish for me to focus on them. And when I focus on them and getting revenge on them, then I will end up bitter and cold. Remember, I've said this before on my channel, the best brand of revenge is of course no revenge at all, but I like to say is piping hot. Why? Because what do I mean by that? The revenge is not best served cold, it's best served piping hot. They want you to be cold, to feel lifeless, to feel powerless, to be at the bottom of the scale, to feel shame, to feel guilt, and to not rise up. That's the energies of these negative beings in this matrix world. They don't want you to rise or to feel empowered, because then you'll be in your power, you'll be in the power with your divine masculine, you'll be together. They want you to crumble. They want you to feel cold and lifeless and powerless, and to focus on everything that is wrong. That's the energy of reacting. Now the energy of responding is, okay, I'm going to choose to feel my feelings, to be playful, to focus on that which I love, gratitude for that which I love. I'm going to focus on the good things. I'm not going to focus on that which has abused me or harmed me. You know, this isn't right, and I know this energy isn't right. I return this back to sender. I call upon the divine to be present with me in my life, and I know that the divine will handle it if I call them in, because I know I have free will. I choose for the revenge to be piping hot. Piping hot meaning warm, that I feel warm inside. I feel on fire. I'm on fire for this life. I own my energy. I realize that I am responsible for all the decisions that I make. And I realize that the best energy is when I succeed and I become the victor. Because if I am the victor, then they lose. Right? If I rise up to shine and I keep if I stay in the energy of playfulness and keep focusing on gratitude, and I'm feeling that Cinderella energy from the 2015 movie Cinderella, you know, have courage and be kind. If I stay courageous and I be kind, I will have my divine kingdom. I will have my divine prince, my divine masculine. Right? I am not a defeated warrior. They wish to paint for me to be that way. That is not who I am. I'm filled up with love. That's my real truth. And the finishing touches for the divine feminine messages here, angels. The finishing touches. Tap into your spiritual power. Wow, yeah. So stay in the energy of prayer. This too says stay in the energy of faith, right? A little bit of faith can move mountains and can dispel this energy. Reach out to a power greater than yourself to help solve a dilemma. Stay open to its guidance in your life. Now, there is really no power greater than yourself, okay? But sometimes in this 3D world, it seems like these powers are greater, right? That these beings are greater than us. In spiritual truth, we are just as great as them. Once again, we're meant to become God and Goddess. We are children of God. Therefore, we are meant to grow up and to become a God, a Goddess ourselves. The thing is they just see things sometimes from a higher perspective, okay? So the energy of staying tapped in and staying in the energy of prayer, the angels will help you to transmute any of these energies and to work through this. Be a comfort to yourself. Comfort is an inside job. Speak to yourself in a loving, positive way. Do something that nourishes you. Know in this moment all is well. Okay, so once again, remembering to take care of yourself, to honor yourself, to be playful. Remember to talk to, you know, if something arises that is negative, acknowledge that. Say, yes, I hear you, I see you, but I know that you're not true. And then choose to say something that counteracts that, something that's loving and positive. Like if it tries to tell you that you're not beautiful or not worthy, you say, okay, I see you, I hear you, I know that you're there for a reason, but that's not true, and I release you over to the divine, to the angels, and I am beautiful and I am worthy. Why? Because I'm alive, and to be alive means that God created me, and God does not God does not make a mistake, okay? God does not make mistakes. In this 3D world and everything, we make mistakes, okay? And mistakes are just lessons leading to blessings, but God does not make mistakes. If you are created, you are here for a reason, okay? The source energy does not make a mistake in creating you. You are here for a reason, beautiful soul. So, honoring yourself, once again. That was in the angel messages, and I believe, it was in the blessings message. Go check that out, Divine Feminine or Divine Masculine, cross-watching this if you so wish. That was the energy of the blessing message, honoring yourself, and that's carrying over here. Practice self-compassion, once again with the lotus flower. I'm seeing this as your higher heart chakra being opened up, okay? See yourself with loving kindness. Acknowledge your growth as an empath and honor the person you have become. Yeah, see yourself through the eyes of God. God always sees you with kindness. God always wishes the best for you. If God is a loving God, then God sees you as worthy and beautiful. And anything that is happening in your life is meant to be for a reason. You honor yourself, take care of yourself, do something fun, do something playful, treat yourself, stay in the energy of faith and prayer. Okay, you will get through this. You are worthy. I'm here to tell you, you are beautiful, beautiful soul. You are worthy. Your perspectives, your thoughts, your feelings, they are all worthy. Your own brand and stamp of beauty, your own brand and stamp on life, your authentic energy is worthy to be here. You have a divine purpose. And even if you didn't have a divine purpose, you're still worthy to be here. You are alive. You are alive. You are a creation. And to be in creation, even if you weren't a creation, even if you were just a part of energy, you're still a part of that energy, right? You are worthy. You are worthy. Because anything that tries to make you feel like you don't exist, no. That is true evil there. You deserve to exist. You are here for a reason. They wish for you to feel that way, and you may have felt that way, Divine Feminine, like, oh, do I really belong here? You may have had fears maybe about even existence.